Hello Taurus, welcome back to my channel. I am Mariana and I will do the vibes inside for you today. So thank you for bearing with me during this time I've been moving, and it has been quite exhausting for me. Not that the move in itself was not very problematic, but I'm a Cancer sun, and the home is very important to me. This is where I build my energy, and when that has a feeling of being a mess, then I am also feeling a bit of a mess somehow, or at least it exhausts me to look at boxes. Even though I try to chill in it, it's still not my usual energy, and I become more masculine, I become more fixed kind of energy. So I have been in a masculine energy, and I have felt a need to really go back and connect with the feminine energy, and this, I have been looking forward to be able to do this again. So thank you for bearing with me. I'm back, and I hope I will be able to deliver some good messages for you. If you resonate with them, that's great. If you like what I do, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with others if you feel like they could benefit from it. Okay. And of course, subscribe to my channel if you like what I do. Okay. So I have a light blue map on the table today, or cloth on the table today, and I feel like it has to do with throat chakra. Someone may be wanting to say something, or like a lump in the throat, right? The feeling of something not communicated. My meditation was, I don't know exactly what this is. It feels well, I got the word Rory, or a name. I think it's spelled R-O-R-Y. Maybe it's a different spelling, but it could be a person, a name. Maybe it's a place. I even want to say it could be, but I usually associate this with lion energy, like the roaring of a lion. Maybe you feel like you would like to roar somehow towards someone, or towards like you're fed up of something. I also got the word sledgehammer. So what's that about, right? It's like, well, sledgehammer for me is, it's not just a hammer, it's a huge hammer, right? It's something that when you swing a sledgehammer, it has a giant impact. It makes a big hole, or whatever it does. So a sledgehammer is not just like poking something. It's like a really massive, maybe even destruction. Maybe it symbolizes that what you are up against, or what you are trying to fix, you need a sledgehammer. Like you need something that is extremely big to have that impact on something that you would like to. And maybe that's also what the roaring is about. Like you can't just talk about it with someone. You have to get angry. You have to be like spitting fire, right? It's not enough just to debate something or talk about something. To actually get your point through, you have to use a sledgehammer, or you have to roar at someone. It's that kind of feeling. Maybe you're dealing with a Leo who roars at you, and the only thing you can think about to kind of defend yourself is using a sledgehammer. Well, not, I hope not literally, right? But metaphorically, maybe. Like I need a big weapon somehow to defend myself against this kind of roaring, maybe, from someone. I don't know if it has anything to do with the lyric. I believe there is a song called Sledgehammer by, is it Gabriel, I think? But the point is like, there's something about communication here, I think, with the light blue throat chakra. I even have a light blue blouse on today. But I also get the feeling of, I don't get like a really clear message. So it feels a little bit like it's secretive. You are, or it could be something you are pondering, right? Thinking about, how am I supposed to react when someone roars at me, maybe. What is my sledgehammer? Maybe in communication. Do I have something? Do I have a knowledge about something that if I bring that to the table, it's a sledgehammer, right? I can use it as a weapon, but if I use it, it's like a massive destruction. It creates a massive destruction. I can say something and it can have such an impact, like a roar, or like a sledgehammer that you swing, right? It's massive, like a meteor, right? It creates a giant like impact, something that has a big impact. And I feel like it has to do with communication. Maybe what you are saying has a big impact, like a sledgehammer. Maybe what you bring to the table is a sledgehammer for people. Like or it may feel like a sledgehammer. People may not be prepared to hear what you have to say. What you bring out there could be of such massive like a secret, right? Some kind of secret that has an enormous impact. And Taurus, you are associated with Venus, right? The feminine Venus. So there could be Taurus energy out there who carry some kind of secret. And if they bring that secret out there from a hidden realm, from a secretive place, if they bring it to the table, it could change everything, I think. It's like the weapon of destruction almost, but also I feel like last resort. So this is something I can bring in as last resort somehow. But I get the feeling that this reading are for Tauruses who are in some kind of conflict or debate, maybe even like legally, justice system or divorce situation or something, that I can bring this to the table and this is going to be like destructive for the other party. It will make them silent. It will make them stop, or it will make them look again or think again. But I also know that if I put this out there, maybe I will never see this person. I cannot, if I put it out, I cannot take it back. So I get the feeling someone is pondering whether they should bring it to the table or not, I think. And again, it has this element of last resort choice. So someone could be at an edge, like standing close to an edge of something, like having enough of something. That something is enough. Therefore, I bring in my last resort weapon to kind of make something stop or bring an end to something. Finally get rid of something, or finally let something go, or but also knowing that if I do this, there's no going back. If I do this, there's no going back. So it's like a final cut, or at least there is an expectation about that if I bring this to the table, it will be a final cut of something. And it's not done yet. It's still a secret, or it's still hidden, or it's still unspoken, I feel like. But if I bring it out here, it could sever ties. And these ties, someone is maybe looking whether, or pondering whether it's the right thing to do. Because, well, you can do that if you want to get rid of a person, maybe. If it really has a sledgehammer impact, that person will probably walk away. But is that truly what you want, Taurus? Is it truly what you want, or do you just want something in with that dynamic to change. Do you truly want the person out of your life or the situation out of your life, or do you just want different circumstances? I do feel like that's actually a thing here as well. That's why you're pondering. That's why you haven't done it yet. Because somehow it also feels like there's something to lose. You can gain sovereignty maybe, but you can also lose something, I think. So what is it? And someone could be pondering about, thinking, analyzing what is actually most important for me during this time. But I don't think it's just this time. It's also like moving on in the future. It could be like a family thing. If I bring this family secret out there, I know my parents will disown me, right? Or something like that. It can never be taken back. It could be an accusation of something kind. An accusation that if I bring this out there, they don't want to look at me again. They will not accept me again. Or they will never ever, we will never be able to have a normal talk again. A friendly talk again. But it's just like this. I also get the feeling it's almost like it's needed. Like standing at the edge, it's like it's enough. Like someone has been taken something. Like taken in the sense that maybe not defending themselves. If someone blamed you for something, roared at you like a lion, if someone roared at you, you kind of maybe didn't like really put your foot down. Like you kind of maybe just went along with it a little bit to kind of not stir the waters, I think. But it's like, I feel like this Taurus, or reverse the characters, right? But there's a dynamic where you have, it's like I'm at the edge now. You can't keep pushing me further and further and further. It's like I'm right about tipping over this edge now. And so now I need to defend myself in a way to not die almost. It's a last resort choice, I feel like. And if I bring it, it's a sledgehammer, right? It's something big, something very destructive. But if I'm pushed and pushed and pushed in a direction, then at some point I have to say something, or I have to put my foot down. I have to create a boundary. Or I have to save myself even. Harmony. Overall energy, power, self-confidence, productivity, it says this card here. I'm kind of looking at the colors. There's something about the colors that seems a bit, because it talks about harmony, it talks about power, self-confidence, productivity, but when I look at the colors, they seem dim, withered somehow. today for me. I feel like this is what you want. This is like that's what I feel like. You are like, you have come to an edge where like your energy is withered, or it's not what it used to be. And you can't keep up the pace of what you used to be or do, or it's like you are drained somehow. And what you're looking for is harmony. You want to find the balance somehow. The power again. Yeah, you want the colors back. Greater self-confidence and productivity again. Again, I feel a little bit like that's just what struck me immediately when I looked at the card. It's like the colors are flat somehow. I don't know why I got flat, but maybe in the sense that it's two-dimensional. Again, this idea that you are not whole. It's two-dimensional is also like cartoons and drawings, right? Like being a drawing. It could be the sense that you feel like you have been degraded to be a cartoon character. I don't know why I get this, but that's what I get. Like I'm just a cartoon character. In the sense that this is how someone else views you. They have put you in a box of being like a certain cartoon character figure, to whom they can do whatever they want or say, or reversed. Maybe you're doing this to someone. Like maybe you are the one who has reduced someone to a certain role, I want to say, a certain role. And to keep up harmony within that dynamic means that you have to play the role and dim your colors somehow. You want the harmony, and you have probably tried to keep up a harmony, I feel like. But it means that you have to, I hear, sell yourself short by wanting and having harmony. It's not real harmony, right? It's a I get that feeling that it's harmony at a cost, I feel like. And it seems like you're the only one paying. Like the other person, I think, doesn't. They don't give up their sovereignty, maybe, or their I feel like only one is doing that, selling themselves short. That's what I feel like. Underlying energy here, goddess of creation. This one came up in in Aries reading also as underlying energy, there is something going on with the feminine energy. That the feminine energy wants to stir something. It wants to change something. But again, I still feel like that somehow you want the harmony. You want a harmony or a balance somehow. And for you to have that balance, I feel like you have to take some kind of power back here. And it's overdue needed, I feel like. These colors needs to be revived. Someone is seeing you through a filter, not seeing your true colors. Or maybe that's only what you're showing them. You're only showing them a dimmed version of you somehow. Look how different. There is a different. It's almost the same color. We could say green like here. Also green, bluish here as well. But they look very different. Somehow I'm also look at this. Is it it's a flower, a black, blue, green. I'm not quite sure what kind of flower this is, but it's right over her throat chakra, and it's black. I get the feeling because we see like there's a point between the brows here of the third eye. So somehow I get the feeling you see something. You do know something. Intuitively, psychically, but maybe you're not speaking about it. Maybe that's also why your colors are dim. Right? Like if you have to say something here, it's something that really breaks the rules, I feel like. But I also want you to see the difference between those two. If you actually spoke up about something, I'm not here to tell you whether you should do it or not. I'm just telling you the difference between these cards, because she seems so much more free to me today. The goddess of creation is about transformation, creativity, and wholeness. I see the sun shining on her here, right? She is stretching, she is making herself comfortable here. Stretching her body, showing her body, right? She doesn't, some would say she would be seductive maybe. But I want to say the feminine energy, being seductive like this or open like this, comes with a sense of joy and safety, trust, and willingness, like natural willingness, playfulness maybe. She is open, right? This one. But over here, that's not what I see. And I see it's like something is, because it's not spoken, it dims something. That's what I feel like. With her, there's also like a mix of blue and green here. And blue is, you could say, intuition, third eye, but it could also be a sense of communication with this one. But and that's what I feel like. That's the reason why you're struggling, right? Because you want to be able to speak freely, be who you are, do what you want. So if you want to be seductive, if you want to be free, if you want to be indulging, if you want to be playing, if you want to be enjoying, if you want to be resting or sleeping, if you want to be feminine, right? If you want to be slow, if you want to be sensing, sensual, if you want to be that, you should be able to be that and communicate it and feel totally accepted. But that's not what I see here. So there's something in you that wants to stir this, that wants to have this freedom, right? And this acceptance somehow. But it's not what you get, I think, because there's something that is not spoken, I think, here. Okay. Can we have just one card on I feel like I want a card. Why? What is it that is kind of... What is... I want to say blocking something, maybe. Blocking something. What is the block? Why are you not like her? Why do you feel like you can't speak or you are holding something back here? Can we have a card, a clarification on what this is? There can be multiple things, of course. But I just want one thing here that kind of... Why is it? Because now this flew out, right? So I'm going to take that as well. But I also want to have one card that I draw here. So I hear black lily here. Black moon lily? Black moon lily. Maybe if you are into astrology, you should check your black moon lily placement, please. So black moon Lilith represents... you could say the repressed feminine or the rebellious feminine. The feminine that has been under a lot of pressure and who has grown, I want to say, rebellious, angry, but also you could say to a certain point that there is a reason why you're not speaking. So there are fear here or shame maybe. Otherwise, you would say something. There's a reason why you're not saying something here. But I feel like it's coming closer and closer. Like it comes closer to you somehow. Black Moon Lilith can sometimes be also, we talk about Lilith from the Bible story. It would be Adam's first wife before he got Eve. And Lilith wanted to be equal with Adam. She didn't want to be second, or you could say that he should be ruling over her. She wanted to be equal with him. And there can be something about this that there is a feminine part of the feminine part of you may feel threatened somehow, and gotten yourself into a situation where you dim your light to create harmony, but it's not a harmony that is based on equality between the sexes, or equality between man and woman, or that's what I feel like. You are holding something back here, Taurus. Himself. And interesting, I talk about the feminine energy. That's you, right? Taurus represents or connects with Venus. That's the feminine energy. This is the Himself card. Well, so himself, just the word himself talks about masculine, right? Some kind of masculine energy here. It can be the feeling of that masculine people in your life are kind of, you could say, putting pressure on you somehow. It can be a part of yourself even. The masculine part, because we all have masculine and feminine energy in us, it can be a part of yourself also that never learned how to stand up for yourself, right? So a himself energy that either is roaring at you, putting you in place, or having some kind of overwhelming effect on you. But it can also be that your own masculine energy is actually not so well developed to defend yourself, right? Somehow there are 3 points here, but somehow I'm very drawn to this one. This is in the position of, if we talk about chakras, this is in the higher heart chakra position. It tells me something about wanting to do the right thing. Higher heart is between the heart chakra and the throat chakra. It's something about wanting to do the right thing. The right, maybe you could say spiritually oriented right thing in this situation. It's just, again, we see how it connects with the third eye and the crown chakra, right? It's like I feel like wanting to do the right thing. It's almost like the black moon Lilith is almost the same place. I said throat chakra, but if I look closer, maybe it's actually more the higher heart. There's something about wanting to do the right thing in this situation. With a himself here, with a masculine energy. Maybe you are debating with your own masculine energy what to do in this position. The singer of courage, yeah, there's something about, well, courage is, of course, to actually do something, right? To have courage and maybe say something. The singer of courage is here to, well, encourage you to do something, I think here. To say something. And again, that there's this element of, with the higher heart here, there's something like, it's not just, especially if you know you have a sledgehammer, because a sledgehammer is very powerful to bring to the table, right? But it will create a massive destruction maybe in a relationship or in a situation or in a family. It's something that would like a massive corruption inside like politics. I don't know what this situation is for you, right? But it's something that Taurus energy, also earthy, right? It's something that can shatter the earth. So it's something that can bring insecurity, instability, mess, disaster, destruction, right? It's something that can, like an earthquake, something that will have ripple effects like a long time after. And you can bring that to the table, but is it truly what you... I really feel like there's like a debate here. Is that truly what you want? You can bring the black moon Lilith out here and curse, and you can be angry, and you can be everything, but is it going to bring the harmony you truly are looking for? Because I feel like what you want is, you want a good solution for everyone. You want something else, I think, here. And that may be why you haven't said anything yet. That may be why you... And that's maybe why the singer of courage is here, because it requires courage to do what it is that you are about to do or you are considering to do. Yeah. That's what I feel like. I want to put it here with himself here. Okay. It can even be like it can be remorse, right? It can be an apology. But sometimes an apology also takes courage if we have believed we were right to do what we did for a long time. And now suddenly it's like, I realize there's something I'm doing or something I have been doing by maybe holding back something. It's actually just creating a bigger divide. But now so many years have passed, and if I should bring this up today, will it help? Will it do anything? Will it change anything? What if it's too late? I want to do the right thing. It's just, is it too late? Or maybe you are the sledgehammer. Right? Let's say you have a relationship, or you had a former relationship with someone, but you haven't talked to that person for years. And maybe you want to, and you split with some kind of difficulty, you split with an argument and mistrust and all this stuff. And now you want to bring harmony to the situation, but you know that it requires something. So you can be the sledgehammer. Maybe if you come forward, you will be like a sledgehammer, in the sense that if I stay away, nothing happens, right? If I bring this information forward, I can split a marriage maybe. I can be the divider, right? I can be the one that actually creates an eruption. I can be, maybe I am the sledgehammer, like maybe I'm the secret child that nobody ever talked about, right? And if I come forward, I will split a family. You get my point? Maybe I am the sledgehammer. My pure existence can be the sledgehammer, or some kind of knowledge that I have, some kind of information that I, with the communication color here, could actually bring forward. So take it into a situation if this somehow resonates. So let's have a few other cards here. What kind of, how, please. Too many. So I get 4 of Pentacles as a jumper. Four of Pentacles is typically a card of worrying that you don't have enough. Pentacles is about money, safety, security, primal needs. But it can also be something about, at least I feel like that, like self-worth, lack of self-worth, lack of self-confidence, feeling you don't have what it takes, not seeing a way out of a situation. So I've shown like I should put the cards like this. I don't know exactly why. Like that. Is there anything else here about this? So I get later. Okay. Let's have a look. Well, now it's here again. For that's not a coincidence, right? You saw me shuffle. You worry about something here. That's why you haven't said anything. It's also in the position of what I would say past energy. So it can be in a position where in the past you worried about bringing something to the table. Look at, it's like he's looking for something in here, but with blind eyes, right? You could have been, whatever it is that you have figured out here, could be something you have intuitively somehow found out. Something you can't see it with your eyes here, right? It's something that is, it could be tucked underneath something pretty. Your appearance or something, your conduct and a way of behavior, it's tucked underneath. And you worry if it's ever brought out, if it's ever shown. You worry that someone would find it maybe, or that you need to actually take it out as a last resort weapon, I think. There's something about the stability, safety, security, self-worth. It could literally be your survival. It can be something like, but without this person, if I bring out this secret or this information and they cut all ties to me, I have nothing. I have no home, I have no money, I have nothing. I will be all alone in the world. I don't know how to go on. I don't know how to take care of myself then. They will cut my bank account. I don't know how to pay my bills. I will feel vulnerable, unsafe. It can be worries about the future. It could even be like worrying about dying. I was drawn to the idea that we have, like, when we look at the background, it's like a giant mask with eyes and a nose, and there's a ring, I think, in the nose. Big teeth and something like this. Could be the feeling like when I enter out of this life, when I go towards the light here with the like the guardians here, a secret is revealed about me. Or maybe I should say this before I die. Maybe I'm worrying about dying, that I'm scared about dying. I never wanted to look at that fear. It can be any kind of fear. It doesn't have to be dying, right? It's any kind of fear. I didn't want to look at it. So it takes courage to say something. It can even be maybe self-talk. Maybe it's yourself you need to become honest with, to free yourself somehow here. It's almost, I see this a little bit like two almost like monsters guarding some kind of entrance, like to the afterlife, or maybe being afraid of like entering into something that could potentially be a monster's nest somehow. But I'm not showing it, right? I'm not telling it. I'm not telling anyone. I just shove it under something pretty. So I hide my fear under something pretty. Now I'm suddenly getting this association to what it's called. It's a movie. Is it called something like The Bird Box? It's something like it's something like I think it's, I haven't seen the movie, but I think it's about that it's about some kind of earthy threat that potentially it changes people into, I want to say, like zombie-like aware, a consciousness. And the only way you can stay human is by staying indoor, or by wearing a blindfold when you go out, because you can't look at that kind of monster. You can't look at the monster, even it's invisible out there in the streets. You can't see it. But if your eyes somehow just get a glimpse of something, you change, your personality changes, you become like this zombie. So I believe the film is about a mother who tries to move her children and she we see that there is some kind of scene. I just saw a little appetizer maybe about this film, where we see her walking with like a blindfold and holding her hands of the children, and the children are also blindfolded, right? It's like an invisible enemy. And I can't look them in the eye. I can't get eye contact with them. Then I change. I change into something else. Maybe that's what you feel. Maybe you have that feeling that if you have eye contact with someone specific, you change behavior. You change behavior and become like, then you become like this. But when you're in the cave and you're wearing a blindfold, it can't touch you. Then you can have the ability to be more free. But there's something about not wanting to see something, or feeling you were blinded by ego, or blinded by something earlier on, and you didn't or you chose maybe to just tuck something under something pretty here and stay blindfolded. You chose to stay blindfolded, or not to speak about something. You tucked it under something pretty. I get the wheel. The wheel upright talks about the wheel spinning in your favor. So interesting how these cards come out, right? Here he is I see him as he is inside some kind of cave. Maybe he's just outside a cave here. And this is the cave where you enter into the cave, right? But I see it the other way around, that the daylight comes from out here and in. So this is somehow inside something. A cave or something. A building maybe. And in here you didn't look, you didn't see. You decided to not, you tucked it away, and you decided not to see, not to look. But out here in the sunlight, she smiles, and she seems very happy. There are many animals around her here. The pot is stirring here, cooking something. It seems social and fun, and there's food on the table here. It's fun. It seems brighter. It's almost a little bit like being in the home, being inside. Being inside makes something disappear. But she has also closed eyes, hasn't she? Even if she sits outside. The wheel is typically a very fortunate card. The wheel spinning in your favor is success, right? It's a sense of happiness. It's a sense of fruition. Something is like really going well for you somehow. It seems a little bit like being outside, like maybe in nature, maybe just, I want to say, away from the home, actually gives you more joy. It could even be something like chores that have to do with work, like outside of the home, makes you more happy. Whereas the stuff you have to do at home, in the cave you could say, but at home is there's worry here. There's worry at home. And we tuck everything undecent under the carpet. We don't want to look at it. We don't talk about it. And I don't feel very comfortable here. I worry here. But when I'm out and about, when I'm on my work situation, if I am social with friends, family, and all this stuff, this is where I feel great. This is where I feel the most happy. This is where I feel liked and appreciated. This is where I feel successful. This is actually something that powers me up. This is something that gives me energy, where this is something that drains my energy. It could be the feeling that every time I enter my own doorstep, into my own home, I immediately, my energy is drained. And my consciousness changes into worry and lack, and I don't want to look at this. I just put it under something pretty, and I'm maybe not liking being there actually. But getting out in the sunshine, getting out and about with different, they are very different animals, very different people. Actually, and it gives you energy, where here is all alone, right? Maybe you feel alone when you are at home, and when you get out there, it feels like you're part of something, or you do something that has value. You're part of something, it creates value. It lightens up your day, it gives you energy. Maybe you feel more free here. Maybe you feel more satisfied, more like you enjoy yourself more. It could even be what you are actually working with, or what you are, like different it could be like different jobs, like the things that happen when you are at home. They have a certain content, maybe. Let's say it talks about home chores, home tasks, tidying, cleaning, washing the dishes, cooking, washing clothes, and maybe you don't like that much. When you are at home, you have to think about your money and what you use your money on. Maybe mortgage, or like you're constantly somehow reminded of what the home requires of you. It could even be that, let's say, this is your past, right? That in the past you had constant worry about mortgage. You had constant worry about paying the bills, and everything should look pretty. And to the point where you couldn't see anything else. Like it became your overall obsession almost here. But always with a worry. Now here it seems a little bit like someone has freed themselves. She sits outside, and maybe she only has like, maybe this is just a tent that she has. Maybe she has a little cottage in the wood. Maybe she rents some kind of living environment. But it's a different setting, right? It's something where there are different opportunities with the wheel. This offers different opportunities for this person. And she's occupied by something else. She seems like maybe she's feeding some of the birds here. There are different animals gathering around her. It's a much more social picture. A more happy picture, an abundant picture. The wheel spinning in your favor is abundance. It's a blossoming time. Maybe this is what you need to have courage about, that you need to make a decision maybe about. It could be something like, if you have been a stay-at-home mom, taking care of all the chores in the home, but it actually doesn't make you happy. It makes you worry. It makes you constantly feeling that what you're doing is not enough, maybe. And actually you are a social butterfly. You want to get out there and have fun, and you want to be with friends and family and different people, right? You want variety, you want freedom, you want free air, sun. Actually, you just want opportunities, I think. Instead of just the feeling of worry. So what is it that somehow could put a shadow over the wheel of fortune here? What is it? Then we have the death card here. There is something that needs to end to make the wheel spin here. And somehow I was guided to put it like over the card. It's like there is something. This is like a crossing card. Crossing cards typically have some kind of like a block or a feeling of a test or some kind of obstacle, perhaps. So I feel like for this expansion to happen, to get this wheel of fortune moving again, you have to face something here. Something that says death card. Well, death card can be literally a physical death. I said something about being afraid of dying, maybe. But it could be that someone else died and you are carrying a sorrow, you're carrying grief that is still somehow, maybe the grief is part of your home environment. And that's why it's filled with a lot of worry. Maybe you are no longer two people in the home to take care of the kids and pay the mortgage and everything. Maybe you only one. And it puts a strain and a pressure on you, perhaps, right? And you want freedom, I think, here. Death card can be, it's scorpionic energy, so it's something, scorpionic energy can be heavy. Like, it can be something frustrating. It can be, I want to say something black, right? It can be like a deep sadness. And look at her, how she's roaring or almost or screaming here towards the moon, right? She, and this could be also what feels like a sledgehammer to you, maybe. Like something here has an element of a sledgehammer on you, right? That maybe you are carrying some kind of grief here. Or I even want to say, look at these chopped heads here. Like a death sentence, right? It could be an information here that has this ability to cut heads, right? It could be something like, let's say you work in a firm and you have to let a lot of people go. Like you have to somehow, you have to let a lot of people go. You can actually not pay them wages anymore. And as long as they are still employed, because you probably like them, right? As long as they are still employed, you like them around, you want them to be there. But as long as they are still employed and you have to pay them wages, maybe you can't take money out of the company for yourself. So you actually have less at home, right? But in the company, you want to be the good guy, you want to be the good boss, and you want to keep them around. But actually, you should let them go, right? You should maybe you have to sack some people, literally to regain maybe financial stability. Like trying to keep harmony up in a situation here, but actually, in order for you to really feel content and have the harmony and balance and everything you need, the wholeness, everything, there's something that needs to be done. I feel like something needs to be said, and it may be something that really cuts heads here. That is, it could be accusations, right? It could be a judgment you have over some people here. A blame, or maybe you have evidence that literally could put people behind bars or something here. But it's like carrying some kind of secret here. Again, scorpionic energy can be secrets. Maybe when you are out and about, you try to keep up a happy face here. To make sure that everyone is having a good time. But you are fearing something here. Death card can be literally you fear your own death, but it can also be that you fear someone else should die. Or the loss of something, the loss of someone, the lack and the loss of someone. Death card can be a feeling of emptiness. A feeling of maybe numbness and numbness. It could even be the feeling that worrying about dying here, but also worrying that if I die, everyone would be more happy. That if I'm not around anymore, they will be much more happy. If we even want to put it out further, it could be something like a masculine energy, a feminine energy, that someone could be worrying that if I leave the scene, they will be happier without me. So dealing with these feelings. If it's a divorce situation, but I really strongly feel like this death card is what the black moon here or the black Lilith represents. There is something that is not spoken, something that it has not been said or expressed. It has not been grieved, perhaps. Or it has not been honest, right? It has not been pure and honestly expressed. And that's why the wheel it's here, but it has the feeling like there's a shadow over it. Almost like I'm not supposed to be happy, or even when I feel a little bit of happiness, it's like I'm instantly reminded of something here to kind of push me back into this more worrying feeling. And maybe something needs to be said, maybe something needs to be expressed. And it may take courage to connect with it, to say it, to be honest, because there can be a reaction to it, right? There can be this reaction, a reaction of maybe you will be rejected by someone. And that could be it, wanting the freedom, wanting the more joy, wanting to be able to join with friends and have a jolly good time here. Wanting expansion, wanting abundance instead of worrying and lack here. Wanting that. Maybe you had the worry and the lack in the past, and now you have actually gained some kind of success here. But there is still something that is not yeah, I still have this feeling that there are two sides of you somehow. There is the version of you that you want people to see. The likable side of you that people want to see. The Venus side where people like you and they come and gather around you. You have a jolly good time. But then there is also another side of you here. A side that is angry maybe. That is judgmental. That is, and I get the feeling it's something that is not expressed. It's something you haven't said. Like a social butterfly here, and you sit and you have a good time and you smile and you go out and you dance and you have fun and everything is great. But you also have another side to you. We all have, right? A side that judges, a side that is maybe angry about something, a side of you that is revengeful maybe. Again, a side of you that could be mischievous. It could even be that that's exactly what is needed for you to have this freedom, right? That to have the freedom, you need to be this. You need to let the head roll. You need to be mischievous. You need to roar. You need to let something go here. Release something. You need to let something go, release it. You need to roar towards the moon. You need to write evil, all your evil thoughts, and burn them and ask them to be released, right? You need like a release of something here. You need to release something from your life to have this. It's like there is a side of something in you, something that you haven't. It can be the feeling of you hating someone. And it's something you feel like you can't say out loud. I can't say this out loud. If people ever find out about this, I will be judged. I will be a lot of stuff. I will be disowned. I will be whatever. So there is something about having courage to, at least towards maybe a male figure, telling someone that you want to have the freedom to go out and do whatever you want. But with that also comes because it's like there are two sides, right? This is the beautiful woman, right, who wears a nice dress and goes out to have a drink with a friend. This is the other one who wants to go to a rave party, get drunk or high or something, and wear wear very different clothing here. Dye her hair purple, right? It's like there is a side of you that is like very raw and very I don't know if I want to say dark, but it's a side of you that is I feel like it's equally as present in you than the beautiful woman here. But it's tucked away, right? It's something that has not been expressed here. It has been tucked away under something pretty, as I said. Tucked away under something pretty, worrying that if people saw this, they would never accept you, right? Or they would never, you will have a lot of imbalance with people. If they actually saw you going to rave parties and be drunk and high and indulge in something shadowy. There's something shadowy about this. Something we don't want to say out loud. Something that is it could even be the feeling of, like, I've said this before, like a dominatrix energy. I don't know, death card, I wouldn't say that, but in this circumstance, with these very clear, like a beautiful, happy woman here in the sunshine. So when you are in the sunshine, it's like there is this wanting to be social butterfly, happy, joyous, having fun, cooking, having people in your home enjoying themselves. That would be you, right? In the conscious awake daylight time. But then there's a side here that it could be a shamanic, like a hidden shamanic kind of energy, something that wants to work with rituals and the underworld and drawn to something shadowy, something dark, intense, something intense. There could be something about this feels very pleasant and nice, but also seeking something intense, something real, something raw, something again, now this roaring, right? Raw. It could be the feeling of, it says raw here on my cloth here. I don't know if you can see it, but something raw, something intense, something real, something that could also be it, like I put up a nice face. But I want to say the wheel is typically not about putting up a nice face. It is the wheel spinning in your favor, opportunities coming, something. But maybe it's like it's not the right opportunities or something. There's something here it could be work opportunities, that suddenly you are in a position where you can choose between different jobs, and all of them are beautiful, all of them are abundant, all of them will give you a lot of joy, success, happiness, maybe money. But there's something here that, again, it could be a secret. Maybe you need to tell them that you are gay. And you fear that if I do this, I will be sacked. I will not be able to have this job. It's some kind of secret here that has not been expressed, that you feel like you really have to gather this courage to speak about it. But it could also be the feeling that saying this could potentially ruin my future. It has that level to it. That's why I talked about the sledgehammer, right? It's like having a sledgehammer to your head, slaying your head here. You would die probably, right? It's something that massive. A dark past somehow. And it's like it's hanging over your head. I don't know exactly why I should put the card like this. And only over this card, not this one. It's like there is a grief, there is some kind of secret, something held back that has not been expressed, not dealt with, not purged, not connected with. You didn't sit with this. I said this is scorpionic energy, and that's your opposite, right? It's maybe you have someone in your life who is a Scorpio, or you had someone in your life who was a Scorpio. Taurus, right? That's your opposite. You could easily get attracted to people who have scorpionic energy. That's the rawness, the intensity, the deep love. It's maybe there was someone in your life, but they are no longer, right? Death card, they are no longer. So it needs to be released, it needs to be let go of. Maybe you have a hard time doing that. Can I get a little more on this? I want to know something about this, like Black Moon Lilith or Death card here. This There's also something about daylight time being okay and happy here, and night time here. You could have nightmares, right? You could have nightmares, very bad dream, bad sleep somehow. Make the Myomancer. Yeah, okay. Well, Make the Myomancer is about time. It's about that what you're dealing with here is something that okay, let's have a look here. I'm just studying the card here to see if there's something, because in the book it says here that Make the Myomancer is about small clues, details, the messages everywhere, and patience. It's just if something would stand out to me somehow. The Myomancer reads the past, present, and potential of all beings in the movement of mice. Meg is particularly fond of reading the movements of field mice, as they are livelier and being fed and better fed than church mice. Mick could learn the same thing by reading berries, or the patterns made by fallen leaves, or any one of a billion other things. But his specialty is mice. He can learn endless things from the way they twitch their whiskers and hold their tails. He sees hidden information in the patterns of growths and coloration in their fur, the way the wind humbles it, and how they preen themselves. Little things can tell us a lot. Everything bears messages about the universe around us. Studying the details sometimes enables us to deduce the whole. The entire universe is one piece, and each fragment of that one unity reflects and is connected to all the others. That famous philosopher Anonymous once said, "The lifting of a finger disturbs the farthest star." Mick says it works the other way around too. He advises us to make a slow and observant study of the little things, and there are even smaller details in the world around us. He says that such study not only helps us enhance our understanding of life, unity, and everything, but it also helps to develop a joyful patience and a deeper philosophy. I asked that this should be a clarifier for the death card, or for the, you could say, the black lily on the higher heart position or throat chakra position. I feel like I want to say be aware whether you have thoughts that somehow could influence the wheel to spin in your favor. So are you mistrusting? Are you blaming others? Are you questioning others? Do you feel like a victim? It talks about the clues in the small little things. Scorpionic energy for me is also like a mental detective. They're very good at picking up on like certain energies in the room. If you're dealing with another person here, I want to say, and if they are struggling somehow, and their difficulties somehow take the harmony away from you, right? Whether you let your harmony be discouraged by other people's sadness, maybe. Whether the sadness of others will take the joy away from your life. Maybe it's even something like you need to keep a secret to make the wheel spin here. But it dims your light by doing it. That you're not fully honest, right? You're not fully. But somehow I also get the feeling maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should have the courage to be who you are and just say no if there's things you don't like. It could even be something like maybe small steps here, right? See the clues are in the little things. The little things around you. This could be like a family secret. A family secret that somehow you know now has chopped heads, in the sense that it takes the energy from those who deal with it. This could be like, let's say you have a family history or a family dynamic with very dysfunctional patterns, or you have narcissistic people in your life who are very good at draining other people of energy, and who would sacrifice you, discard you whenever they want, right? That would be one of the things that I would say. But you have to become acquainted with the little things. Again, look at how the raven looks directly at us when we look at the card, right? That there is something about this eye contact with someone that I feel like if I get in touch with this eye contact, if I feel this energy, as I said with the bird box, I think it was called, it was an invisible energy. You couldn't see it. But if you got in touch with it, if you looked directly at it, it's like it would change you into a zombie. You would change your behavior. You would become this different person somehow. And look at how the raven here is kind of just looking right straight towards us. There is something about maybe eye contact. Not wanting to have eye contact. Here the eyes are open, right? But it dims the light of this person. Here they are not having, here the eyes are closed, or at least covered, closed. And even here I'm not sure whether they are closed or I think they are. It could be the feeling that it could be the feeling like you feel something but you can't see it. And when you try to see, it's like you get, it drains your energy. So if you connect with people who are, you would say, energy vampires, who are like narcissistic or something like that, if you have people like that in your life, if you like look directly into their eyes, it could be the feeling that a part of you gets hit by it somehow, and it drains your energy, like they suck something out of you, or it tap into your your heart area somehow. But this is scorpionic, so it's difficult for me to get it. I feel like I'm not getting it right. The raven here could also signify like a psychic input, right? Psychic input that reveals something, right? That could chop heads here. That reveals something. It could even be to the point that it's like invasive, like it's like it hits you, right? But I also feel like it's probably part of your healing. It's probably what makes the wheel move again, that you somehow get acquainted with what this is. And it can be a secret, that you have to figure out step by step with little clues. Maybe you need to study something, a person maybe. Or you have to go through something step by step. Maybe it was a death of a person here that you never really got over. You never got to grieve it. You never got to process it somehow. And as Mick does, he studies the mice, right? But maybe you need to study whatever this is. Figure out the clues of this. Little by little, until you actually see a bigger picture. I was looking at this card earlier on, and there are a little bit where we see Mick here, right? But there's also when we look up here, it's like there's a little eye, but I can't really see what kind of animal it is, right? There's also one down here or something that seems a little bit like a face here, but I can't really see what it is. So maybe I need to be patient and see whether the leaves fly away and I can see more. And the same here. It's something like the monsters that you may think that is actually here. Maybe they are not that bad, right? Or maybe you need to study it a little bit more. Maybe you need to feel into it a little bit more. Allow yourself to process something here. Can I have a card on the Wheel of Fortune, please? It's like I don't get. It seems like I'm not supposed to get any closer on this one. So I had a flyer here, but it came out like sideways or reversed here, the moon. Well, the moon is like connecting with your emotions, going within. It's the body, it's the feelings, the waters, it's sleep, it's dreams. But somehow, because it came out like this and it flipped over, I get the feeling it's something like the wheel tells us that the most happy time you feel you can have is when you are not connecting with your emotions, when you are not connecting with a grief, maybe, here. When you try to close your eyes to what is otherwise here, what is tucked underneath something pretty. Right? I feel like there's a grief, a loss that has not been processed. Nine of Swords. This is like a card of insomnia, sleepless nights, again, look at how this person is covering the eyes, the forehead and the eyes. I get the feeling, though, I must say that it's like it comes across almost like not wanting to see something. Not wanting to see something. Even if you wake up at night and you are sweaty and you haven't like your mind is racing here. There is something about like not wanting to see something. I just want an ordinary happy life. I tuck it under something pretty. I don't want to look at it. But it's here. I get the feeling it could be like a psychic singer of courage himself. Maybe you are like, and again, look at how connected this is. Waking up at night, covering your head here. I don't want to see this. I don't want to know this. I don't want to see this. I don't want to deal with this. It's nightmares, or it's again the moon in reverse. I don't want to see this. I don't want to deal with this. I feel like the harmony you're trying to keep up, well, to a certain point it works, but there's something that is draining your energy, and it's something you are not looking at here. Taurus, something tucked under something pretty here. I don't want to look at it. I just tuck it under the flowers here, and then I don't have time for this maybe, and I just want the things to work out great, but I don't want to deal with the grief or the loss or the emotions of something here. But they are around you, I feel like, and it's just, if you are dealing with another person, I want to say maybe they are grieving too. And they haven't processed their emotions. They haven't processed what happened. Maybe you even have an ability to talk to someone here. Some kind of guide or something. I said this shamanic energy. There's something here you're not wanting to connect with it. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe it's a death card. Maybe it's an ability to connect with deceased people here. But it takes courage to connect and do this, and I don't think you. I don't feel like you want to. You want the wheel to spin in your favor, and it probably will if you decide to look at this, I think. If you're not afraid of it, or if you're not saying no to it. but pretending. I don't know why I had this feeling of pretense, but pretending that everything is okay here. Everything is okay as long as I shut my eyes to this. But it's dimming your energy. You get drained by this. You can only sustain this for a certain amount of time. Maybe you know that. That's even a fear. Maybe you know that I can't keep up with this. Underlying energy here, I get the Six of Swords. This is again something about I wanna move away, right? I wanna get to calmer waters. I wanna leave the turmoil waters behind. I'm not even looking at them. I wanna go where it's tranquil and calm and peaceful. That's what I wanna go. I don't wanna look at this. Someone is running or not facing something here. Okay. Can I get an advice card on this? Because it seems like, as I said in the beginning, like it's a sledgehammer, right? It's something big. Maybe it feels like it would be big to open something up here, to reopen something. It would require a lot of courage. The Dream Walker, dreams, the collective good and illusions. It's not a coincidence that I get a dream card, right? I get a card that wants you to somehow connect with the dreams. That somehow wants to I hear fill in the gaps. There's something like that when you wake up at night and there's something you don't want to see here. Something you don't want to talk about, or you haven't talked about, you haven't dealt with it. So it's around you, no matter whether you want it or not. It's around you, it's in you. Your dreams wants to tell you something here. This is an advice card. Your dreams wants to tell you something. I also want to say, because at the bottom of the deck I get the Lady of the Gift. Generosity, receiving and withholding. Lady of the Gift, I want to say, is she has some kind of gift. Some kind of gift. And she is blowing something here, right? She's blowing something. And that could be the dreams you get. Because there is something underneath it all that wants to be stirred, that wants to be healed here. It says here, transformation, creativity, and wholeness. There is some kind of wholeness wish and transformation that wants to occur. And it can only occur if we work with what we get here, what we have. So from deep within you, there is a lady of a gift here. There is a creative lady of a gift, the gift. And she sends something here to you. Little by little here, she sends something to you, blows it to you here. And it comes up in your dreams here. Maybe you feel like it's only nightmares. I don't want to see this. But the reason why it's here is because she wants to be freed. She wants to get you out of the prison you may feel you are in because something is not spoken or not dealt with, not healed. And there could be a lot gained from like writing down your dreams if you remember them. Somehow I'm drawn to the yellow dragon in the background here. So yellow for me is about courage. It connects with the solar plexus chakra, which is about confidence and power, the feeling of inner power, self-confidence, self-worth, like a go-getter energy. It's actually a masculine energy. It's the force that gets us moving somehow. We could even say it's the sun energy. It's the power that we have in the solar plexus chakra. And it's a dragon, right? A dragon is very fierce. It can fly. It can spit fire. It's a magical creature. There is definitely a situation that has not been dealt with here. Something that probably hit you much deeper than you would actually admit. Maybe that's actually it, that admitting something here, that you actually are grieving, that you are hurting, that you're suffering. Bringing that to the forefront when you want normally to show up as this like jolly person here. Admitting it, saying you are not all right, saying that you're hurting. Maybe that's what takes courage here. To actually look someone in the eye here and say, I'm hurting, I need help, I'm sad, right? Here we have the eye contact with someone. And that is combined with the singer of courage to actually look someone in the eye and be truthful, authentic himself here. Be truthful and authentic. I said it earlier, maybe it's your own masculine energy that's actually not very confident. That's probably why the yellow dragon is also here, right? That's what you need. You need the confidence to also be vulnerable. We cannot always be strong and powerful and like the rock, right? We cannot always be like that. Sometimes we also need someone to lean upon. So the eye contact here, right? The eye contact is to maybe look yourself in the eye here and face the sorrow or the grief that you are carrying. There's something about the eye contact, not wanting to look at this one maybe and actually see how he's hurting here. But I also want to say the grieving process is necessary to heal this one, if this is inside yourself here. So whatever dreams you have or disturbed sleep or like I don't think it's because you are cursed or something. It's not like that. It's because there's something inside you that wants to heal. Something that wants to balance everything out. And in order for this to happen, we need to look at this flower here. We need to figure out what it is. We need to look something in the eye here, someone or something inside yourself, and be very real with it. It could be your inner child here. Something that you haven't given it attention, right? Blindfolded here. Not looking at it. Closed eyes here. Still not really looking at it. Here also. Not really looking at it. But it's there. But I want to say this one is also there. But maybe hindered in really showing herself, right? Because you're not allowing it. The moon in reverse for me would be something like blocking your emotions, not wanting to look at it, not wanting to feel it. A blocked heart chakra. Instead, it manifests in your head instead, air, energy. Instead, it manifests in your head as maybe headaches, insomnia, nightmares, disturbed sleep, spinning thoughts here. And again, look at not wanting to look at it here. Look at how white she is, right? How pure she is. This was underlying energy for the advice, right? It's something like there's something that wants to be purified. There's something that is pure inside you. And it's letting you know through your dreams perhaps here, but it may not feel like that, right? It comes in very small little guides, downloads perhaps. Slowly but surely here, through your dreams here, for you to collect some knowledge, maybe little by little here. That I feel like there's something like study your dreams, like take notes of every little element that you get here. Maybe you need to collect the thoughts of each dream, the message of each dream, and figure out what it is. Grieving is probably like a sledgehammer to your gut, right? But the purging is necessary. So I'm sorry, Taurus, but this is what I get. This is the energy that I somehow tapped into today. I hope this helped you somehow. It's to release your to help your feminine energy, right? Back on track. But it takes courage to look yourself in the eyes. It takes courage to face a grief. It takes courage to maybe talk about it. If let's say you have a history of tucking something under the carpet here and not looking at it. Maybe you have more than one story here. Maybe you have several stories that is tucked under something pretty. Not wanting to look at it. Because if I look at it, I worry that I can lose myself. Maybe I get crazy. Right? Maybe I end up in a mental institution. Maybe I kill myself. I don't dare to look at my shadows. I don't dare to look at the monsters. I put a pretty smile over it, and then everything is okay. But it isn't, right? We see the dim colors here. It's not okay. Okay, can we have a card on? Is there someone who can help you here, Taurus? Is there something or someone who can help you with this process? Is there something that you can do, or someone you could talk to? Something you could start doing, like a ritual. As I said, you can write your anger down, or you can write your tears, your sadness down. You can burn it, and then you can ask that the energy is transmuted through the help of Mother Earth. But is there something else you can do, maybe? Can we have a card on this for Taurus? Elk in reverse. Yeah, it's something like stop wanting to do everything by yourself. Stop being a martyr. Stop being something that you are actually not. Like, stop trying to be the elk here if you cannot manage the pressure. Or maybe that's what you have to face here, that you want to be this the elk here, I can read from the book what this is about. Again, Leo in reverse here. You can't be a majesty if you don't have the power to it. It drains you here to be like that. When this is out of balance, it's pretentious, it's high and mighty, it wants to be something that it's not. The elk is stable, resilient, headstrong, and associated with the father energy. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. It means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known as and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy, and maybe that's what you want to be. As a Taurus, this is also earth energy here. Maybe you want to be this person, but I just get the feeling your energy is drained by taking on all this energy. Wanting to be this. When this is in balance, it's supportive, kind, and consistent. But when it's out of balance, I want to say it's probably not. It's probably not supportive, kind, and consistent. Or maybe that's what you're having a problem with. That you feel like you want to be supportive and kind and consistent, but you actually can't uphold these energies. If you try to, you drain your own energy. So you have to be aware of this, that you have a tendency of wanting to be the stable, resilient father, supportive and kind and consistent, but it drains your energy to try to be that all the time. That you can never show weakness, that you can never be low at some point, that you carry some kind of grief or secret here. And if you actually want to look at it, you get scared. Leo in reverse here. Again, Leo would be like, Leo is the sun energy. This is the masculine, powerful, confidence, like with a lot of self-worth. I'm sorry. The king of the animals, right? Majestic, paternal. Again, the father energy. Be aware of and wanting to be something that you cannot uphold in the long run. Or, I want to say, be aware of whether you have a person like this in your life, whom you have trusted, but who is not consistent, who is not supportive. I ask whether there was something, someone you could talk to, someone you could rely on. I want to say this is not reliable energy to be around or be with. So I feel more it's like, maybe this is like an advice for you. Or something to reconsider within yourself, right? That maybe you don't have what it takes. Not at the moment, at least. wanting to be on fire is not the same as being it, really, right? It's wanting to be on fire, wanting to be the father and stable and all this is, for it really is a beautiful energy, and we need more of this, definitely. Supportive father energy. But to be a supportive father also means that you need to be whole, right? You need to be yourself, himself here, to be able to be this elk. If you are a father, right? If you are a mother, I want to say trying to be a father is probably not you, right? A mother is not supposed to be a father, but sometimes if you live alone with your children, you have to be both, right? You have to be both mother and father at times. And maybe that's what's actually not working out for you, right? That's a problem, that you want to be more than you can actually be. Again, if you actually look, this one has open eyes. If you actually look and you are honest with yourself, you would know that you are not that kind of father. Or you haven't had a father like this. How can you become a father like this if you haven't had one yourself, or you haven't had another masculine role model who actually supported you and gave you all the right personal tools, all the confidence? It's time to wake up and maybe become real about I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's necessary maybe to realize it. Because I believe that most of the world is actually dealing with some of this. The feminine energy is not masculine. The masculine energy is not feminine. The feminine energy has definitely been repressed. It's not equal to the masculine energy. So the masculine energy also needs to learn to give away some of the control and dominance, right? For the feminine to become more relaxed and safe and balanced here. I want to say this would be an elk who is suffering, right? Maybe even ill. An elk energy that wants to be supportive and kind and everything to the family, but I want to say it's suffering. It's suffering here. Maybe this is also an advice, right? That be careful whom you open up to about what you feel like here. Be careful that you are not opening up to someone like this, because they will not be able to support you. They will not be kind and understanding. So be mindful whom you talk to, I think, here. I get the feeling with this reading, it's really something about becoming very real with yourself. Becoming very real with yourself. What you are not facing here. What you are trying to uphold. And again, now I get this pretentious feeling why I had that. We pretend that the wheel is spinning in our favor. That's normally not what the wheel talks about, but I had that feeling. Closing my eyes, I pretend that everything is great. But if you are actually looking, you will see this. You will see that it's not great. But it requires for you to actually question yourself, right? It requires for you to question yourself and your intentions and what you are not saying out loud. The fears you have. The stuff you don't share with anyone because you feel like you should uphold like this image of being the one that makes the wheel spin, perhaps. Again, she sits in the center of the wheel here. The center of attention, maybe like, as I said, the majesty, the lion, right? The throne, the one that is the center of attention, or the one who is in the center of the wheel. I make the wheel spin, right? But I do it by closing my eyes, not facing my own shadows. I don't talk about my nightmares. I don't talk about all the more shadowy thoughts I have. Or again, as I said, you could be dealing with a person like this, Taurus. Just take it how it resonates for you, but this is what I get. So if this resonates with you, this story somehow, there's definitely something that needs to be said, and if it's said, it's like a sledgehammer. If you actually open your eyes, you will see this one. And you have to face that everything is not great. And maybe it's about admitting it. Maybe it's about asking for help, which you would normally not do as an elk, right? Or as a Leo here, as a lion. You would not ask for help. But I feel like I may be addressing a sick, like an unstable, sick, exhausted elk or lion here. A Taurus energy somehow. Exhausted, drained, trying to keep harmony up, trying to keep like a picture perfect image maybe. But there are shadows here that have not been dealt with, that have not been talked about, released. Fears, shame, guilt, all kinds of stuff. And it needs for you to open your eyes and face it here. Look the raven in the eye, look the himself in the eye, and see how he is suffering here. That's what I get for you, Taurus. I hope this helped you somehow. Take care of yourself. Love and light to you. Bye-bye.